Hello, thank you for joining me. Well, a lot of you have probably heard that the Deus 2 has a new update. Now, what this update's done is made a feature-rich detector even more feature-rich, but I'm not going to talk about all the features in this video. I just want to concentrate on one feature, and that's the new high square tone. Now, if you want to find out a little bit more about all the features in detail, just drop over to the XP channel where I'm talking about the new features and going through them one by one. But for this short video, I just want to talk about this new high square tone. So what is the high square tone? Well, it's very similar to the square tone, but it's got a high dynamics. I think the only way really to demonstrate this to you is to get out into the field. So you've got the standard PWM, square, and now you've got the high square, and these are all accessed through options, audio, and you'll see them down there. I'm going to start off with using the general program today because this ground is waterlogged and the general program has got some inbuilt wet ground subtraction, so I don't have to make any adjustments regarding that. But there's just one thing I'd like to point out before I get out in the field, that I'm using the RC speaker, obviously because I'm on camera, but you don't get the full XP experience from this speaker. I highly recommend you use the XP headphones and you'll get a much better sound. Coming up at 82. Here we go. This is so hard to dig. Because of the water and the mud, it's got like a suction every time you try and dig something out. Look, we're down to the clay now. Okay, I'd say that was probably 9 inches down, whatever it is. And there it is. It is, well, I'd say it's a worn coin. Look at that, a worn coin. Coming up at 60, but it's double bleeping, so I don't think it's very deep. I don't think there's any need to take a big plug out. Yep. I think that was actually in the grass. There, look. Oh, it's in the grass. Look at that. 18. Oh, those were the days when everything worked. Here's a little top tip for you when you're coin hunting. If you suspect a target is quite shallow and you don't want to dig a hole for it, just use your pinpointer and you can locate it. If it's within the pinpointer range, the pinpointer will pick it up and you can just use your hand trail to dig it out. And there it is. But if you're anything like me, you'd have left your hand trail back in the truck, so you still got to use the spade anyway. You can just hear that high tone just singing, can't you? It's beautiful. Here we go. Still going down. Oh, look, can you see that there? Piece of silver just poking out of the mud. That looks like a sixpence or a shilling or something. Amazing. Well, let's have a look, see what we got then. It's a sixpence. Bit of silver, brilliant. I can go home now. But doesn't that high square tone really make you want to dig those targets? It just jumps out at you. Fantastic. Look at that. 92, 93. It's filled up with water there, look. So, alright, I'm using the full tones, but if I was to use the standard setting, so let's go back to Discrim plus 10 for the general. Come on, come on. That'll do. Expert, 2 tones. Expert. Let's just show you how these tone adjustments sound different. So we've got a 2-tone now, high and a low, which is the standard general program, I'm pleased to say. Okay, let's go across, down, so we're in that 2nd tone, which says 717. Let's wiggle over the target and I'll press the low tone, and this just shows how you can adjust those tones on the XP Deus to suit your hearing. Here we go. Going down. Now let's go up, right to the top. So that just shows how tractable the XP Deus 2 tone adjustments are. You've got PWM, square and high square. Don't forget you've got that graphic equalizer if you really want to get into it. And then you've got the tone breaks and the tone levels. It's just endless. I'm not going to go into it now because I've got too many tabs open in my brain as it is. So we'll do that another day. Let's dig this target. This is going to be fun. Look at this. Oh, can you hear that? Already you can see down there, that hole is filled up with water. I'm going to try and dig this out without putting my hands in it. Result. Ah, there it is, look. Can you see? Absolutely brilliant. We've got, well, it just looks like an old penny really. That's all it is, I think. Welcome to the good old British weather. There's no way I'm going to make that beautiful, but I can do the best I can, look. Here's a totally different tone. Because we're using full tones, the high conductors sound high, the low conductors sound low. The ferrous, the iron, sounds even lower, but this is a low conductive target. It's coming in at sort of 35, 40, 50. But this would be a good opportunity to demonstrate the offset. I've got the offset at 10, which means the difference between the ferrous and the non-ferrous has got a wider band. I explain it in more detail over on the XP channel. So let me just run from 10 down to 0 and you can hear how this low conductive target changes. So starting off at 10, that's 0. That's a point worth remembering. So if you want the maximum full tonal range of targets, put your offset as low as possible. That's better, it's coming in at 50. There it is in my hand. Don't know, looks like it could be a beaten up lead token. It could well be. It makes you wonder, you know, you've got a heavily waterlogged piece of ground and you've still got these weird looking stones that refuse to sink. So bizarre. This is an interesting little area. There's loads of iron, loads of iron. I don't like the look of this swamp though, it looks pretty toxic. So maybe we come back when the weather dries out a little bit. Can you hear all that iron? Loads of iron. And it's gone quiet again. So we've just walked off that little busy patch. It's always a good idea to listen out for those busy patches because they can contain some nice finds. Another high pitched tone coming in at 90, 91 again. Ooh. There you go, it's another coin, look. Just see the edge there in the mud. Looks like another penny, but all will be revealed. Let's have a look. Yeah, look, looks like a penny, doesn't it? Excellent. I'm having a good day today. Well, this is certainly an interesting little patch of ground. There's an old track that runs all the way through here and there's a spring just behind you. So it's given up a few nice coins, hasn't it? I've had a great little session. I've dug a lot of junk as well, mind you, but I've not put that on camera because, well, it'll be a long video. But it was a great opportunity just to demonstrate that high square tone to you. So that's my little demonstration of the high square tone. I hope there was some news you could use in amongst this video. But before I go, I just want to show you what settings I was using to find those coins. Here we go. General program, discrimination 10, I kept that the same. Two tones I changed to full tones. Offset is 5, but I did change it up to 10. Bottle caps off, notch off, silencer 2, and we're back to tones. So if we go into the main discrim, sensitivity 95, that's good. Frequency max is 40. Iron volume 7, reactivity 2, that's good. So pretty much everything has stayed the same there. So if I go back to the main screen and click options, audio, select audio type, PWM, square and high square, that was the one I was using. I think our next video will be on the audio filter and we'll do some demonstrations on that one. So that's pretty much it. That's my settings for the general program Wet Ground. So the main changes there were full tones really, just a different tone. But as you saw there during the demonstration, I went into tones, I went to 2 tones, which is the default now, expert, and to change the second tone, you hit the across button, see there, and then the down button to get to your second tone. And to change the tone, I just used the plus and the minus button. So I went down or up. And my personal favourite there is 881 on the tones. Well, that's it everyone. Thank you very much for watching. If you want to see some more XP tuition videos, I've got loads more on my channel. Well, on that note, I'd just like to say thank you for your support and bye for now.